What I wish I knew before moving to Charlotte. No particular order. The first thing is growth. I had no idea, no clue that this city would grow so fast. Would grow so fast or would be growing so fast. When I first got here 2009, they were just cutting the ribbon for the light rail. And the light rail, it only went from 485, like around Ballantyne, Pineville area, all the way up to Uptown. That's it. It didn't stop at UNC Charlotte like it does now. That didn't happen until a couple of years later. There was no South End. There was no South Boulevard. I mean, there was no point or purpose of going in that area. There used to be a healthy home market in that area right off of South Boulevard. If you all are familiar with the area, it used to be a healthy home market right where Harris Teeter grocery store is right now. That's pretty much it. That's the only reason why I used to go down there. That's it. I mean, there was no South End. There was no Ramere Park. Those high-rise tenant buildings like that are around, centered around Ramere Park. That wasn't there. Those weren't there. There was a lot of things that were missing, in 2009 when I first got here. That's here now, And even when I got back, the second time around, when I got back, it bugged me out, just the growth. Like, I'm not gonna say that I actually got lost, but I did lose a sense of direction, at times when I first got here. That's because of the growth, man. But I want to say this though. I'm surprised at the growth, and I wish I would have been forewarned before I moved here. But overall, I'm surprised at the growth of North Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Like, a couple years back, like I've been living in North Carolina ever since, in the very beginning, when it wasn't popular, when Durham and Raleigh wasn't popping, Charlotte wasn't popping, Greensboro wasn't popping. So for these cities in the state of North Carolina, and overall the state of North Carolina to be recognized, and for people to, Northerners, people from the West Coast, for people to flock to this state, and for it to literally change overnight is just shocking to me. It's really shocking to me. It used to be a time where there was literally nothing to do in Uptown. Like, why would you go to Uptown? Now it's the place to be, throughout the weekends. But even though, things have grown, and changed for the better, but they've also changed for the worse too. I missed, what's it called? I forgot the name of it. Wow. Epicenter. I missed the Epicenter. That used to be the place to go to, to hang out, and, and it was different bars and clubs and, just things to do all in that area. They had a movie theater in over there. They had a bowling alley. It was just the overall place to go at one point in time. The next thing is, when they took that away, man, I didn't know what to say. I just didn't. I was just stuck, Next thing was the CIAA tournament. It was, for those that are not familiar with the CIAA, it's just like the NCAA. It's like the Final Four, but it's the black version of the Final Four. You have all HBCUs competing. I think it starts off with about 10 of them, 16. I can't remember, but it's a whole week event. It starts off on Monday, and then they have step shows and day parties and just different events for the kids and all of that stuff throughout the whole week. And then at the end of the week, that Saturday, they play the last game, and then after that, it's just a free-for-all. What I mean by that is, like, it's parties and clubs. It's Charlotte, when they were throwing that, it was popping from Monday to all the way to Sunday morning. straight up to that next Sunday morning. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's something that I miss, is the CIAA and the epicenter. You know, let's move on. So we talked about growth. Let's talk about how widespread the city is. I wish I would have known this. You know, that I'm not gonna say that Charlotte is big enough for them to have boroughs. You understand? But definitely, you know, for it to be like parts. You know, they do have like West Charlotte, South Charlotte, North Charlotte, you know, East Charlotte, etc. They do have names to their, you know, their different areas, you know, like Ballantyne, you know, and Midtown, Midtown, you know, stuff like that. You know, I think it's Midwood, Central Avenue, Midwood. Yeah, they do have that, but it's like nobody really tells you just how it is. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Nobody really says, yo, if you move to Charlotte, man, just know one thing, it's spread out. You know what I'm saying? So the transportation, public transportation here is horrible. You know, the buses will take you just about any and everywhere you want to go, but some of them show up late. I'm not gonna lie. The light rail that they have, it only goes from one end of Charlotte to the next. They have they actually extended the line. Well, actually not extended the line, but they added on to the light rail. So now we have the Gold Line, if I'm not mistaken, and that starts from Johnson C. Smith University, and it goes straight through Uptown, and it goes across East Independence Boulevard, and it stops around Central Avenue. You understand? So public transportation, if you plan on like relying on public transportation, you know, it's a no-go. You know, yeah, you might get to your destination, but it's going to be extremely late because it is just widespread. Charlotte is just widespread, and it takes you minutes. You know, I say anywhere between 15 to 30 minutes to get around the city, no matter where you're at. And then, you know, it varies with traffic too. You know, so I wish somebody would have told me about how widespread it is. You know what I'm saying? You have different areas. You have, you know, like here in South Charlotte, you have, well, they consider where I'm at Southwest Charlotte. So you have Still Creek, and then I don't even know what you call Ballantyne, what area is that is, but you have Ballantyne like minutes away from where I'm at. Then you have South Park. You have, you know, West Charlotte, you know, Betty's Ford. You have, you know, West Boulevard in that area. You have East Charlotte. You have North Charlotte. You have the University area. You know, I'm pretty sure that I'm leaving stuff out. You know what I'm saying? Well, they call it University City now. So you have University City, South Park, Ballantyne, Still Creek, Plaza Midwood. That's what it is. Plaza Midwood. And then you have, like, you know, regular like Northeast, West Boulevard, West Charlotte, Northeast Charlotte, Betty's Ford, and all of that. Huntersville. You also have Morrisville, Matthews, and Pineville, and they're like different. They're separate, even though they're connected to Charlotte. But all of it's widespread, man. You definitely need a car as your form of transportation, because if you want to rely on the CAT service, that's what they call it here, the CAT service, you know, it's just a no-go. The bus is going to take you where you have to go, but it's going to be hours upon hours, you know, for you to get there. It's just that plain and simple. And then, you know, the other thing too is, you know, the light rail. The light rail is going to just take you straight across, you know, Charlotte, and then the other one, the Gold Line, well, the Blue Line is going to take you across Charlotte, and then the Gold Line is going to take you through Uptown, and that's pretty much it. So you definitely need a car, no doubt. If you plan on getting to your destination at a specific time, you definitely need a car. You know, I wouldn't even rely on people to pick me up and drop me off, because let's just say you work in, and they do have buses right up here or in Still Creek off of West Boulevard, right? They have a lot of warehouses and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure, they have assembly line jobs all up and down West Boulevard. So let's just say, for example, you working at West Boulevard, right? But you live in University City, right? Do you know how long it's gonna take you to get home? Just imagine that. Just picture that. You know what I'm saying? Say, for example, you rely on your cousin to pick you up, and he didn't show up. Do you know what you have to go through in order to get home? You know what I'm saying? It's like a bus, then you gotta catch a train, and you gotta catch another bus. It's like 2 buses and 1 train, and it's still gonna be like, and you still gotta wait for each, like, you gotta wait for that bus, then you gotta wait for the train, you gotta wait for the other bus. You may get home probably about, if you leave out at 9 on Western Boulevard, located in Still Creek, you're gonna get home no earlier than 11:30, 11:45. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? So let's move on. Something that I didn't know anything about. I've never owned a home. I've never been interested in owning a home until recent. As of recently. And hey, you all may know more of it than I do. But HOA. I always stayed in apartments. Apartment complexes and stuff like that. I never knew about HOA until now. When I got into this housing development or community, they were talking about HOA fees. And I haven't paid my HOA fees. In the very beginning, they asked me to pay it. I'm not paying that. First and foremost, I rent. So I'm not paying HOA fees, and I rent. I don't own the house. But if you own a house, you have to abide by the HOA laws. They are literally the housing police. Like they police you. So yeah, true indeed, I don't pay my fees. That's true. And I rent this house. This is not my house. I don't own it. You know what I'm saying? I rent it. Even though I don't own it and I don't pay my HOA fees, they still demand that I follow and abide by their rules. So like last summer, man, and I didn't know they were real like that. You know what I'm saying? But last summer, my grass, the backyard wasn't like cut. We were about to cut it. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know, for whatever reason, I didn't find the time to cut it or whatever. HOA sent me a letter in the mail talking about, your backyard is unkept. You need to cut it immediately. I'm dead serious. Dead serious. It's like that. And the thing about HOA is that they vary, you know what I'm saying? Like from community to community, like everybody has their different rules and shit like that. Like some HOA, rules, they may say, well, you can't have more than 2 or 3 cars in your parking space. They may say that you can't have a trampoline in your front yard and shit like that. So let me get this right. I own the house, but I can't do specific things with the house. Like I can't paint it orange and pink and shit like that. Like that shit is just crazy to me. But it's a big thing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize it until, like I said, I started, becoming interested in owning a home, and I'm looking around and I'm like, most of these communities have HOA, I'm not paying the fees, man. I'm just not. I'm not paying the fees because it's like, I'm just going to be real with you. I'm not paying the fees because, like, okay, we got a pool. We got amenities. I ain't going to lie. Like, so we have a pool, right? But the pool goes up to like 5 foot. They have like a little area where the kids could play, swings and, stuff like that. We basically have like a small miniature park, and then we have access to a really, really big park. You know what I'm saying? But I don't see why they would be charging me for that, because it's not even their park. The small one it's in the community, but the big one is not. It's a trail, you know what I'm saying, that leads into the bigger park. But the bigger park is not part of this community technically. You know what I'm saying? What else? So they have a pool, and every now and then, they have these little events, you know what I'm saying, for the community, and they serve like Kool-Aid and motherfucking cheap ass, Walmart cookies. I could, if I want to buy cookies and I want to eat them cheap ass cookies and shit, especially them Santa Claus cookies and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Or like on Christmas and Christmas Eve or some shit, like they have an event and they'll give all of the people that showed up some fruit cake. Some shit that people don't fucking eat. You know what I'm saying? So not me. I'm not paying no HOA fees for that. Man, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? But that's something that, yeah, I'm saying I ain't paying it, but true indeed, I'm gonna eventually have to pay it. You know what I'm saying? If I plan on owning a home. And then for some of these communities, they demand that even your renters pay HOA fees. So yeah, man, HOA fees, the growth in Charlotte, it being spread out, and I think that's about it, man. That's really the only three things that I could really think about, man. Last but not least, I'll say this, and number 4, last but not least, this is really a bonus, man. The city is mad cool. It's mad chill, it's mad laid back, relaxed. The people here are mad laid back, relaxed, and everything. It's a city that you could find yourself living in for long periods of time, man, because it's just, I can't really complain about it. Of course, it has everything that any other city has. I'm not saying that Charlotte is perfect. Like, you come here and it's a 0 crime rate. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's perfect, but compared to other cities, man, this is just, it's just right. You know what I'm saying? It gives off this city like country like lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? So you can have the best of both worlds. I will say this, and then I definitely will be done. I will say this. For those that are northerners, right? Especially living in, New York City. If your expectations for Charlotte is for it to be like city, like New York, I'm going to tell you ahead of time, before you even get down here, it's not like that. Now, if you're living in like places or areas like Dilworth, South End, you know what I'm saying, Uptown, Ramir Park, all of that area, Plaza Midwood, what else, like some parts of South Park, like on Park Road, then that area, those areas, yeah, true indeed, it is city. You can just walk out of your house or walk out of your apartment, you know what I'm saying, and down the street is a pizza shop, a Chinese food restaurant, and all the rest of that stuff. So yes, the city is a city in those areas that I mentioned, but outside of that city of Uptown, you know what I'm saying, the Dilworth, South End, South Boulevard, Plaza Midwood area, you know what I'm saying, that's when things get a little rural. Not country like cows and chickens and farms and shit like that. No, it's just widespread. You understand? So, and once it starts to, you start to go out of Uptown, you know what I mean? Like in Valentine, Steel Creek, and all those areas, you definitely need a car. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely the South. So for all you Northerners, for all you people that are like used to like the real like city life, like you come out of your building, you live in your building on the 10th floor, you go downstairs, you get your newspaper, you have your coffee, your bagel, you know what I'm saying? You go to you go to the newspaper stand or whatever, you go to the man with the bagels and the coffee or whatever have you, and then after that, you may what else? You go to a bodega, and might get you a turkey sandwich or something like that, for lunch. You wrap that shit up, for you to lunch and shit like that, and you walk to the train station, you catch the train to your job. That's not how it works here. That's not how it works here. You understand? If you want that, like I said, it's areas that's like that or similar to it. I say that similar to it. You definitely want to live in Uptown area, South Boulevard, Plaza Midwood. Plaza Midwood is still a little out there, but it's still, that whole area, you still could walk, you know what I'm saying, and get to where you have to go. you know. So yeah, that's about it, man. You know, I'm satisfied with the city, and you know, I'm just letting you know what to look out for. I'm telling you things that to look out for that that people didn't even tell me. You know what I'm saying? It's just so crazy how I knew people that lived here in Charlotte, you know what I'm saying, or that visit or have family here, you know, that's just been here for years, you know what I'm saying, knows a little about the city. And I'm not lying, man. Every time I asked about Charlotte, it's as if nobody don't really know shit. You know, they'll say, yeah, it's a nice place to live, but they really don't go in detail, you understand, on why it's a good place to live, you know? So, yeah, man, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Other than that, I want you to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely share this video.